third place at Wildcard Cyclone, and I got a box of Rarity Collection, and I also got a Ryko and a Card Trooper for third. So definitely show up to these events if you guys want to do well. Okay, so I decided to play a kind of a spicy deck, but not really. And so I'll just go into the deck profile real quick. I play 3 red gadgets, 3 yellow gadgets, and 3 green. So there was 2 gadget players, myself and Alex, and I'll have that deck profile for you guys if you guys want to see it. But our philosophies on gadget is different. So
9.
I'm playing the 9 gadgets, he's playing 6. The reason why I want to play these gadgets at 4 or 9 is because I something called the gadget theory. The whole point of the gadget theory is to be able to summon gadgets to thin out your deck, and then you will draw into a spell and trap on your turn for the draw phase.
Excellent.
So that's kind of the idea. So I also play the Machina engine. I only play 1 force. I don't agree that you should play 2 because you don't want to open this card with no forces.
Without tank.
Yeah, so this is a 1-up card, in my opinion, because you want to search for this card. You never want to open up with it.
All right.
That's why I only play 1. And I play the 3 gear frame and the 3 fortress. This card won a lot of games because I never used the targeting effect. Actually, I did use it. I used the targeting effect to look at their hand, but it's mostly because it can crash into a Stardust, and then it can destroy a card on the field. And then also I can equip the gear frame on this card, so if they contact fusion, they're only getting this card. So remember to do that, guys. So Fortress is really good as a beat stick. For my spells and traps, I play 1 Book of Moon. I contemplate playing 3 because the guy that got first place on the pod, this is very similar to what he does, but I tweaked it a little bit. So I play the Book of Moon for disruption, but that's all it is for. It's just for disruption.
Cool.
Just to run over big monsters. I actually Book of Moon an Alias, and I don't believe you can use Gemini Spark.
No, it has to be face up.
So it has to be face up. So if you Book of Moon and Alias, you can actually run it over with
any guy.
This gadget, but not this gadget because Alias has 1300 defense.
All right, you're right.
And then I play the Smashing Ground. You definitely need to play this because the idea behind Smashing Ground is that if you don't open up a way to run over a big monster, you need a way to use Smashing Ground to clear it, so you can go for the life points.
Sure.
So it's a control deck. And then of course I'm on Solidarity. I think this card is really good. Alex will disagree with me on this, but I think this is a really good card because, for one, if you're playing against Blackwings or Hero Beat, you need a way to attack into a monster that is over 1400 attack. So if a green gadget threatening a Gemini Spark is what you want, right? So if you attack into an Alias or a Shadows, let's say Alias, they're forced to deprison the green gadget, whereas before, if you didn't have the Solidarity and you just had the green gadget, that deprison is going to stick there until you find a way out of it, So they're always going to save the deprison for the Machina Fortress. So you need a way to bait out the deprisons with your smaller monsters. And that's why I like the Solidarity. It also closes out games quicker, so that if you have more gadgets, you can just close out the game. You don't want to give your opponent more turns, so they draw into their Heavy Storm or they draw into their Power Stacking cards, whatever it may be. Against Lightsworn, they'll have JD, they'll have Chaos Source, whatever it is that they can use to.
Moving on.
I play 1 MST. MST is really good in here. I don't play Heavy Storm because you're playing a back row deck. So I'm always setting 2 when I summon a gadget because I already got the +1. So even if they Heavy Storm, it's still a 1-for-1 because you've already got the plus from the green gadget. The green gadget, the gadget's engine. So always set 2. Even if you don't have Starlight Road or even if you don't have Solemn Judgment.
Well, sure.
So this card is what I like about this deck. I basically was reading this card and I was like, why doesn't nobody play this card? And it's called By Order of the Emperor. So this is a card where whenever anybody normal summons a monster that has an effect on normal summon, so such as Green Gadget or Debris Dragon, Armageddon Knight, Stratos, Diva, like we know how good Pulling the Rug is in this format. This is Pulling the Rug as a continuous effect, but it doesn't destroy the monster. So I combine this theory with the gadgets because I can normal summon a gadget, activate the effect, and then chain or make it Segok where it's Chain Link 1, Chain Link 2, and I can dodge Pulling the Rug. So if you summon a gadget, Pulling the Rug would often be flipped on the gadget, and because theoretically I can not draw a second gadget, and the Pulling the Rug would actually shut off my gadget line. So that's the theory. So I flip this card first, and then I summon the gadget so that I can make a Segok where it's like Chain Link 1, Chain Link 2, and then I can draw a card, and then I could negate the effect of the gadget. So
add a card, not drawing.
So every gadget. So you want to do this skill when you have 2 gadgets, right? If you have two gadgets, you want to be able to normal summon one and negate that one, and then the other one searches for the other gadget. That's kind of the idea behind Biter the Emperor.
That's crazy. New tech.
Yeah, it's a cool tech. So if you play against Monarchs, this is a really good lock against Monarch because they're going to target the Machina Fortress with Caius, and you flip the Order of the Emperor. I believe, let me see if it...
Been target.
Yeah, it just says targeted. So because they targeted this with Caius, I think you can look at their hand. I'm not entirely sure.
That should
But
be
you can
true.
negate the Caius, and then you have a 2,500 monster, and the Caius can't run it over. So they draw a card, so their monster becomes like, when this card should be summoned, draw a card. Same with Diva. Diva likes to go into Catastor with the Gilman. So if they summon the Diva and they go into Gilman, then the Gilman will go into the Catastor. And since I'm playing all Earth monsters, it's really hard for me to deal with Catastor unless I draw into Book of Moon or Smashing Ground or Traps. So that's the theory behind it, and I'm gonna self-proclaim this deck to be called Gadget Theory, because the idea is to draw into your spells and traps with this card, so that you can deal with the monster.
Cool.
On your opponent's turn.
Exciting.
Yeah. So I play three. I play two bottomless, two compulse, two deep prison, three deep prison. Sorry. You have to play deep prison because your monsters are smaller. In the event I don't open up solidarity, you need a way to remove monsters on your opponent's turn, and this is why I play the deep prison.
Yep.
I don't main deck no limit cross out, so if I'm having trouble with a defense monster and I don't have solidarity, I'll sometimes compulse the monster
And
attack
recycle
directly.
it.
Yeah, and also I can recycle my Machina monsters and my gadgets.
Or
to
gadgets.
normal summon them.
Interchangeable.
Yeah, very interchangeable. And then I play one Torrential, one Solemn, one Force, one Starlight Road. So these two, you need Solemn and the Starlight Road because everybody heavy storms when you have two back row. If you have three back row, they kind of back off a little bit. So it's kind of the trend I've been seeing. Every time I set two, they heavy storm. If I set three, they don't heavy storm. So you have to have Starlight Road so you can bring out Stardust. Sometimes, and crazy enough, I will actually bring out Stardust, even though it conflicts with Solidarity. So with Solidarity, if I have anything that's not a machine in my graveyard, they don't get the boost. So I'll purposely bring out Stardust if I can read that they have a deep prison, because a lot of people will deep prison this, and I'll let it resolve. Or if they bring out if they bottomless this card, I'll let it resolve so it gets banished.
Okay.
So any way to get the Stardust banished because they have a monster, just let it get banished. So don't negate like a bottomless or something.
Nice.
And then and then I played Torrential because I don't care about my monsters getting Torrential because they're all
They're small.
They're
And you already
they're
add
small
one.
and they're free. Yeah. And that's pretty much all the reason why I play Torrential. And I play the Ultimate Offering.
Yep.
I like Ultimate Offering this deck because you could end the game quicker. That's kind of the idea behind Ultimate Offering. But I will side deck out Ultimate Offering just for other better cards in the side deck. So that's my
everything
main
for
deck.
the main
40
deck, right?
exactly. I play a lot of traps, so that's the idea behind the trap, is that I could negate my gadgets to draw into trap cards. So let's forget about all of that.
All right. Cool.
Let's go to the
Moving
side deck.
on. Side deck.
I play the two Dust Tornadoes because I can pretty much Dust Tornado the back row so that I can set my Ultimate Offering. That's what I do. But it's also good
The
against
second
Blackwings.
effect, right?
Yeah, sometimes
it's
against Blackwings you can get a 3 for 2 with the Icarus attack. When they try to Icarus attack you, you can just chain the Dust Tornado and then target something else.
All right.
That's what I like about that. Play 2 Oppression. I don't main deck Oppression. I don't like Oppression in the main deck because the meta is pretty much like off of meta Oppression now.
Yep.
So any deck that uses Special Summon a lot, this is really good. I side deck Heavy Storm. I don't main deck Heavy Storm because
You run a lot.
if you go first, this card is useless because you're going to be setting 2, and by the time you have this, you never want to resolve it. So I don't even know if I want to have this in my set deck anymore.
Okay.
Just after this matchup. So yeah, it's a secret. I don't play Heavy Storm. I play Soul Release against Lightsworn just in case they just try to
Fog.
like turbo. What's up?
Hero.
Or
Or
Frog,
heroes. Yeah.
Frog Heroes too. But mostly for Lightsworn because they have names and this makes it so that it resets it.
Yeah.
I said Dust Shoot. Again, I'm a very huge proponent of not main decking Dust Shoot. A lot of people will disagree with me. I don't like Dust Shoot against a lot of matchups, especially Hero Beat, where they go first and they set a bunch of back row, and this card is dead. So that's the theory behind that. Don't side these cards. I'm just telling you guys FYI. Don't side these cards because they conflict with Solidarity. So in the future, I will probably side these out for like Light Mirror or Shadow and Piercing Mirror, provide turbo.
That makes
whatever.
sense. Yep.
Yeah, because Solidarity.
same thing.
Solidarity requires that you have purity, And so yeah, I made the mistake of siding out my Solidarity
Oh,
against Blackwing or against Hero Beat for
the
these two
Stoneman.
cards. But it ended up the Solidarity would have been better than the Soul Manager. So
Okay.
yeah, don't side these cards. Just
Alright.
basically make this something else.
Back row. More
Cards
back
I
rows.
didn't side was Norman Crossout, but it's good in theory. Is against Quick Draw or Value
Value
Turbo.
Turbo. Yep.
Yeah, if they have like a bunch of back row, you just or monsters that they
Monster
you
set,
kill
yep.
it. And then I have the Chain Experience for Frogs.
Yep. Makes a lot of
Frogs
sense.
mainly, if you can get this on a Substitute, then they can't do the Substitute.
Or Treeborn.
Treeborn maybe,
Maybe.
but Substitute is the one that you want because they can't dupe block you, and dupe block is the issue with this deck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
you can probably call if they go Substitute into a dupe frog at the end, then you're gonna Chain Disappearance and hit all their dupe frog.
Exciting. Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
So the extra deck really doesn't matter, but I'll just show you guys anyways. You can't make this at all.
Yep.
I don't
No
play Brain
tuner.
Control,
Yep.
so there's no way to make this. But yeah,
Would you play in the future?
Brain Control no.
It's a burn though.
Huh?
It's a burn though.
It's a burn.
It's a free burn site. They had like a burn on field. You can brain control it, attack into it.
No,
Okay.
I don't want to pay 800 life points for Brain Control.
All right.
For
Makes sense.
'cause
Understandable.
You want to have good top decks, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes what they're trying to do to you is try to clear out your monsters and try to go for game, because they know they can't win the long game. So a lot of decks will try to win the short game, which
Okay.
is to like sack you basically. So I want to have good top decks, and I don't think Brain Control is a good top deck
For sure.
when you have low life points.
For sure.
Yeah, so that's pretty much the idea. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the deck file. Yeah, so I don't want to say I created this deck, but because I have these cards in the main deck, it makes it so that this deck is unique.
Yep.
Because it's basically playing these to draw a card.
Cool.
Summon, draw a card.
All right. Hopefully see you next time.
All right, peace out, guys.
Bye bye.